But there's no more hundreds, are there?
That's 100 for Raymond, and we're moving on. Let's go to Anastasia, who is here with Stephen Bowden, the next player in.
So can you guys hear me this time? I'm here with Steve Bowden, who's taking a little break from being up in the booth to come play in the next round. So Steve, where are you coming from today?
I'm coming from Somerset, New Jersey.
So have you decided which game you're going to pick?
I'm picking Grand Prix. It hasn't been played in a while, and you get 5 balls, so I'm getting my money's worth.
Very nice. So how are you feeling going into this round?
Feeling good. Just gonna, see if I can hit my spinners, because that's basically the game. Hit your spinners and you move on. Don't and die. So that's it. So Grand Prix it is. Let's do it.
Well, good luck.
We don't need to talk about the strategy to Grand Prix because Steve summed it up for us.
What was that again?
Hit the spinners.
And move on.
And move on. That's all it is.
You miss the spinners, you die. Now you die.
Die. Oh, no. Steve coined a wonderful phrase in Louisville, talking about F-14 Tomcat, saying that Yagov fired his minister of the outlanes when Josh Sharp was having a particularly great ball.
That game with the kill target right in the middle. At one point, someone drained, and Steve's like, yep, kill target does its job.
And if you haven't seen Steve's website, that's worth checking out, funwithbonus.com. He posts a lot of cool pinball stuff up there, and he gets the name from what there it is right there. What happens at the end of your game when the bonus kind of ticks off? Sometimes there'll be an animation or something cool that happens. That's where he came up with the name, and runs a great blog and has some great content up there. He has a lot of fun with it.
Yeah, while we wait, we see the IFPA World Pinball Player Rankings here, and you can see Steve Bowden is the number 15th ranked player in the world. The other players who are in this match are right up there as well in the rankings. We're also sponsored by Classic Game Room, classicgameroom.com, where if you want to watch someone talk about playing Dragon or playing Vectrex or Bentley, partying like it's 1979 with Lord Carnage. Now, Grand Prix, so it's spinners or die, huh? I think we can handle that.
That seems easy enough, doesn't it?
Yeah, there's a couple of things to talk about here. The biggest one is the A and B that are near the yellow bumpers in the top middle of the game. Completing A, B at least once during the ball will double the bonus that is awarded. There are 2 bonuses, one on each spinner. You can advance the bonus up to 50,000 or 100,000 if it's doubled. And then you collect the bonus in those 2 tiny saucers next to the spinners. So it's an extremely symmetric game. The left and right are identical. And if you bounce in that hole, you collect a bonus. You'll also get the lit bonus. So he missed the spinner and
yeah.
died.
At the beginning of that, I saw Steve give a little wave to the 2 holes in the in lanes.
Yeah, so what's the deal with those holes?
Well, we talked about it earlier, but the deal is if you do a catch and if your ball rolls back up the in lane at all, you are going to lose it out there because there's 2 holes that are specifically designed to take your ball away from you.
Yeah, most the other games in the circuit final all have consistent lanes that flow through, but those lanes are broken, and there's just enough room for a ball to pass through there near where the special lights are down the sides. We're almost guaranteed to see at least one ball flow through there at some point, and then the player who accomplishes this will walk away in shame.
Grand Prix doesn't just take your ball. It makes you feel bad as it does it. So
the only thing that seems worse than that to me is having it go between double flippers. Oh, doesn't that upset me?
The double flipper. We had a double flipper earlier on the Harlem game with 2 flippers on one side, losing the ball between them. It's generally called being scissored, but I prefer to call it getting double flipper bitched.
Yeah, that's what I call it. It makes me feel better.
Whenever we play games on Paragon, no matter if we're playing for $1 or whatnot, if you do that to yourself, you must put $1. That's the beer mistake.
Drop an extra quarter in the swear jar, which probably will swear after it happens to you. Extra $1 for the way. I remember playing an event at John Reuter's house. as Jeff mentioned earlier, and you got points for accomplishing things on the game. This was on Paragon.
Oh, yeah, the pyramid game.
And one of the goals was to not get double flipper bitched. As long as you escaped it happening to you sometime during the game, you got points. And then like making a multiplier, getting high bonus, that was also worth points. But all you had to do was just not screw up this way, and you would get the points. And inevitably, many people did not, and still screwed up, and it just made you feel even worse about it. Here's Andrei Mastenkov.
Oh, that was close.
I wonder if did he nudge that to save that? I'm not sure.
He definitely did. He gave the ball a little vertical push there to push it into. Oh, and drops it right in the 100,000s. That was pretty. And Andre, we've seen his quality play on the newer machines. He is very, very, very good at these older games as well. His style of play is well suited to this. A controlled style of play, like a player who likes to live catch. Like I have a terrible time on this game because I run into those lanes. I run into oddness of the style of these 70s flippers, and I just don't quite handle myself appropriately.
We were talking about how Bob Matthews is such a good classics player, and you'll see a style very similar to Bob Matthews that Andre. I mean, obviously, I don't think they're copying each other, but it just sort of comes to be that way. Great classics players tend to play a little more on the fly.
Yeah, and
definitely does suit Andre though.
So you're saying you grew up on Flash Gordon. Are there any EMs that you have played?
I don't remember what they were. I do remember that there were some EMs, and I remember all of a sudden they brought a new one in, and I don't know what it was, but it was solid state, which means instead of the your EM machines are electromechanical, and they'll have the scoring reels that turn around, and then they innovated and things went sort of digital with the score. Had LEDs that would show the score, and I remember seeing those for the first time. Like, wow, this is brand new in pinball. It's like a whole new innovation. But I don't really remember a whole lot of games that I ever played. Possibly a Matahari. Was that one of the one that was in between?
Matahari was right on the edge of that revolution, and so there are electromechanical Mataharis and solid state Mataharis.
She did have a Matahari, and that might have been electromechanical. But I mean,
that was right on the end, kind of when customers would still want the electromechanicals for a lot of reasons. Like Bowen Arrow for Bally and a bunch of those games right around 1976, 77. So this game from 76, this is right on the tail end, right before that revolution. And so it immediately made all these games look very old by comparison.
And to this day, anytime you have pinballs in a movie or a TV show, they still, even though it may be in the movie and be a modern machine with a dot matrix and all kinds of stereo sound effects, and you'll still hear the bells and the reels of the old pinball machines. That's the sound effects they still use.
I found that to be very weird because it seems to be that's the public perception of pinball is from the electromechanical era.
What we're seeing right here.
That's 35 years ago.
Yeah. It's come a long way, baby. Now the Jersey Jack Pinball has put out a Wizard of Oz pinball machine that doesn't even use a dot matrix display. It uses a standard computer monitor to show animations, video animations, which is revolutionary.
Raymond knows that he probably could have saved that ball, but
that was a really difficult save because it was right on the very top left of the sling. He would have had to push it very hard to get it off and off above the railing where there's that little plastic that's pointed outward, and have it go off that. But the angle didn't seem right. I wouldn't have saved it. Maybe he would. Give him another chance. Yeah. So what have we got so far here? We've got 2 players with strong ball ones and 2 players relatively weak ball ones. Steve, who picked this game, is this is not the game I would have expected Steve to pick.
He's not bounce passing at all. He's choosing to play some ones I would always expect Steve to bounce pass on the fly.
This is kind of the curse I have anytime I'm in a tournament where it's my turn to pick a machine. Whatever I pick, I'm like, oh, I'm going to do great on that, and I just naturally tank for some reason, and everybody just destroys me. I'm like, well, that was a bad choice. Hopefully Steve will be able to turn it around here.
Some players play better when they're driving the bus, you know, picking the machines, and some players play much better when they're just in the back shooting at the driver. All right, let's see what Andre can put up.
Yeah, and you mentioned Steve's bounce passing. A couple of people in chat are talking about it as well, but it can be very dangerous to bounce pass in a game with those lanes. And you have to kind of judge by how fast the ball is moving whether a bounce over will kill you. And so he may be a little gun shy to do a bounce over just simply because of that possibility. But there are definitely some times where he could have bounced over and it would have been fine.
Right.
But your natural inclination of what to do with the ball changes because of those little lanes, and it takes you out of your rhythm in a very significant way.
Especially if you're feeling the pressure, your tendency is to flip rather than to trust it.
Guilty.
As Donovan starts, he had one there where he could have bounced it over as well. He chose to flip away, and the ball went back into danger. He's out of it now. This is a flip away to me usually. From there,
Right.
fire away, try to get a good spinner.
I mean, what else are you going to do with it? Try to live catch it?
In an earlier game, that was very pretty there. In an earlier game, players were sort of using it almost like a drop catch to the other side, like
Loop pass.
like a loop pass style, where instead of tipping it that high, tip it low enough.
What?
And I think he misjudged the carom on that. Something happened. It was did you say pilot error?
I guess that was a pilot error. Yeah. It was weird.
You guys mentioned drop catch and live catch. For people that might be new that are watching, what's the difference between the two, and when would you use those?
So what we saw there was almost, but not quite, a live catch. On the live catch, you're raising the flipper to meet the ball at the end of the stroke of the flipper. The drop catch is easier to explain. Drop catch is like a bunt in baseball, where ball is coming, you have the flipper up, and you drop the flipper at the same time as the ball comes, deadening the momentum so that the ball is then on your flipper. In both cases, the goal is to deaden the momentum of the ball, because if you can deaden the momentum, you have possession and can make a catch and a controlled shot. But a live catch is the opposite of a bunt. You're hitting the ball at the very edge of the place where the ball comes, and you're trying to cancel the two momentums together, the flipper going up and the ball coming down. And when you watch something like Circuit Final and you see a player do a live catch, it doesn't look like reality. It looks like some kind of magic that just happened. And first time I ever saw somebody do a live catch, I'm just like, what the hell just happened? How did the ball do that? And we've seen that reaction from people in the chat room who haven't watched much pinball, from that, going, what is this freaky magic going on? And all it is the deadening of the momentum at the very, very precise moment.
The timing's going to be perfect.
The timing is very detailed, and if you miss the timing early or late, you look like you just chose to hold up the flipper and let it bounce off harmlessly in a weird way. But when it works, you gain instant control, deaden the momentum. There's a nice one-timer through spinner on the right for Steve. He's putting it together a little better this ball. But this isn't a great game for live catching, so we'll keep an eye on. We'll point out the next big live catch we see from anyone in the game. Steve doing a good job with the flow. That was nice.
I think Steve's settling in now.
He's got double bonus now. So now his collects will be worth a lot more. The AB is...
There's nothing more satisfying than hitting a spinner in an electromechanical game and just hearing those reels just tick, 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 tick as your points roll up.
You hit your spinners, you move on.
Ooh.
You miss, you die.
Yep.
Sometimes you die because the game just says you die. You just die.
the end result of all pinball games, death.
That is a little weird about pinball all the time because you never really win. Like there is no win condition if you're just in an arcade playing a pinball machine. Unless you play like until the place closes and they shut the power off on you while you're still playing.
And then you die.
So, Andre, none of the players have any dominant score at this point. Everybody's looking really to separate themselves from the pack, and maybe Andre will be able to do it on this ball.
Yeah, this is ball 3, but it is a 5-ball game, so this is not the last ball. Everyone will have 2 more turns, with most of the players having 3 more. We'll keep you posted on what ball it is. And
Steve mentioned that when, in the interview that might have been one of the reasons he picked it too. He gets 5 balls, 2 more chances.
And drain there for Andre. He's going to go close to 400,000 now. I wouldn't say he's comfortable.
Oh, there's no reason to be comfortable with that score. That score is easily attainable from any position out there. So,
the earlier game that was on Grand Prix with Bob Matthews winning with 987,000. The last place score for elimination by Daniele Acciari was 344,000. But everyone else had at least 750.
Right. So there's a spread for you. So unless you're looking at 900,000 points, you're probably not safe.
Oop.
And none of these players are on their way to reaching that. Oh, nice on the fly.
And the on-the-fly shots in this game, there is a good live catch.
And
Not
now
a complete
what?
deadening, but pretty close. But now, yeah, like the flipper
now you've
is
got
a
it.
little flat. Now you've got it. Good luck. Fire away. Got pretty good spinach.
Ooh, wow, nice save.
He only saved that because he dropped that other flipper back down. Just like Bowen always says, you got to have the flippers down to save the ball.
If your flipper's not down, you can't do anything but watch the flipper go down when you let go of the button. So, it's so common.
Got a nice save there. Keep it from going out the outline. Spinner, spinner, spinner.
So Ray chasing down player 3, Andre Masenkov.
He's definitely got him with a bonus.
I'm sorry, player 3 is Donovan here, not Andre. Andre is player 2. Well, again, this is ball 3, so there's still 2 more turns to go, and that was nice. Good separation, but it's really still anybody's game. All 4 players are in contention to win.
Very close.
And all 4 players are in contention to lose.
So Steve is the one that picked this game. I really enjoy watching Steve play. He comes up almost every year, plays up in Maine with us at Pinmania, and he's just a pleasure to watch, especially live. But been watching him a lot, obviously, on Papa TV and his work here in the booth as well, and just an all-around solid player.
Yeah, Steve's a fun presence in the booth. He's got a great sense of humor and also a great willingness to share skills and strategies on games. That's one of the things I think is amazing about Pin, that we all learn from each other too so often that you feel like you feel like you want to give it back.
Yeah.
As you get better. And also joining us here from Portland, Oregon.
The other correct. Portland
is Greg Dunlop. So we've got 2 Portlands here.
Ah, crazy.
East Coast, West Coast.
Sometimes I see pinball events on Facebook in Portland, and I wonder, where the hell is that? How come I didn't hear about that?
Now, see, we're the original one. You guys stole your name from us.
Yeah.
Did you steal your name from England or something?
Yeah, well, that's fine. We stole all the main towns. We've got Norway, we've got Paris, we've got Mexico.
Do you guys-
There's nothing original in Maine.
Do you guys know the story about how Portland, Oregon got its name? They were trying to choose between if they wanted to take Portland, Maine's name or Boston's name, and then they coin flipped.
Yeah, and we lost.
So we could have been Boston, Oregon. Anyways. Hey, look, it's Andre.
Now you're going to tell us about Vancouver, Washington, right?
Yeah. God. These guys are just hicks. And Greg gets kicked out of the booth within 2 minutes of getting on the mic. Andre's killing here today.
Yeah.
Andre's
He's such a good player.
Andre's been pretty strong, and so far Andre has survived.
Is Andre our oldest seed right now?
This is Andre's third round. Ray Davidson is the furthest surviving seed. This is Ray's fifth round.
Right. After that unbelievable survival on Indiana Jones earlier.
Yeah, that was close.
It
And
was huge.
Robert still had 40 or 50 million to chase in the final ball, but it was those modes that Ray picked
Yeah, exactly.
that made it work for him, and he shifted his strategy. His strategy had been all multi-balls,
Right.
and he decided I need modes because
Yep.
modes are
'Cause he needs
modes are a
points.
sure thing. Where the
And-
multi-ball has great potential, and that's
What killed Robert. Robert went for multi-ball instead, and he couldn't catch that 50 million.
Grand Prix doesn't really have that kind of
No.
skill, not potential, but like risk reward. As Steve was saying about Grand Prix, as he picked, he's like, you make the spinner, you survive. You miss the spinner, you die.
Yep, pretty much.
And while
Death
you're
by
at it,
pinball.
you want that AB if you can get it, but
Yeah.
you don't really have too much control over getting AB.
Well, you can. I've actually gotten pretty good at bouncing it off the flippers, off the bumpers into the AB, and it's really worth doing. I'm always surprised. The tilt on this one doesn't seem bad, so I'm a little surprised people don't seem to be making more of an effort at that. But
No, I agree, but that's it's almost it's an EM skill really.
oh, it totally is. Yeah, I like Josh Sharp used to tell me that when you're doing your best, every piece of rubber on an EM is like a flipper.
Yeah. That's a good point. Where is Josh? We talked about him a little while ago there.
Oh,
what
that's a
happened there?
tilt.
Did he tilt?
Ray tilted?
It's that way.
Bit of a phantom
Very
tilt
shocked look
there,
on his
but
face.
And I gotta say, this is an even game. This is in anybody's grasp right now.
Absolutely.
we may have to look at that one again, but that was the first tilt we've seen in a while, and it seemed to come a bit out of nowhere.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
the tilt bob, just as soon as the tilt bob hits the edge, it tilts. So the next person could have put it like 80% moving,
Right,
left,
and it
right,
could still
left,
be
right,
swinging.
Left, right. Players typically wait 30 to 60 seconds sometimes if they see the last player has done something like that.
Inside, for people
Mark-
that don't know, inside each machine there's a plumb bob, and it's surrounded by a ring. And if you shake the machine too much, it swings, and if it makes contact, then it registers a tilt. Some modern games, will give you a couple warnings, but not these machines.
Now we're going to have a Kickstarter shortly to buy tilt cameras, so that
man.
we can no.
Oh, really? Because that would be sweet.
I want to see that.
Apparently, it's been tried and it's very difficult because you know what? The inside of the machine is
Yeah,
dark.
It's dark. Yeah.
Good point.
So you can cut to the tilt camera and it would be like, okay, it's black still.
If you had it would be really cool if you had a high-speed camera, a high frame rate camera, and you could really catch that action. Anyways,
We're dreaming. We're dreaming.
All right.
in the meantime, Steve Bowden is letting that tilt bob settle down so that the same thing doesn't happen to him.
Right.
Mark Steinman was telling me that Ray actually, we couldn't really see it from our angle, but actually gave the front of the machine a pretty big whack, so that it moved backwards quite a bit. It just wasn't completely obvious. Oh, and that is a brutal drain for Steve.
Oof. And now he's in white knuckle territory.
Oh, absolutely,
Yeah,
because
almost certainly player 4 will catch that score.
Right, so he's really hoping for a big house ball from player 3.
Yeah, so it's going to need Donovan Stepp as player 3. We'll need 63,000 to advance.
And Andre is safe.
And Andre is moving on. So if you're just joining us, the winner of each game receives $100. You can see the $100 bill on the machine. And If you're in last place in the game, that's it. You're done. And it doesn't matter whether you played 1 game or 17. As soon as you finish last, you're gone until the Final Four will play all the games back-to-back to determine a champion.
You pay your money, you take your chances.
In this case, nobody paid their money. This is a free entry event.
Good point.
Where the players have earned their way into this event through skillful play in other tournaments.
And there's that double bonus. Oh, he had already gotten it. Andre doing a good job of extending his lead here and potentially increasing his chances of winning that sweet $100 bill.
Yeah, and it was interesting to see him a couple games ago on Indiana Jones.
What a game.
Just crushed that game.
Oh, my God.
And even on Mousing Around,
Yeah.
he was behind by 24 million and chasing that 100 like it was only a short chase. He was going to be at that for 15 minutes trying to get there.
Oh, yeah.
Solid play.
Yeah.
Oh, and he's rolled it over. That was interesting, actually.
The 9 didn't go.
The 9 didn't go.
The 9 didn't roll over to a 0. But
he still wins.
So maybe he's better off because now he has 901,000 instead of 1,000.
Yeah, he didn't have to tilt to get the GC.
But definitely something to look out for. These older games, this is one of the reasons that solid-state electronic scoring became popular.
It's
it was
consistent.
accurate.
Yep.
And these are score reels that are almost 40 years old, still operating with good accuracy.
Wow.
And
Some bumper action.
Huge bumper action. This is exactly what Steve Bowden does not need.
Right.
And it is not over yet, but it's close. And this is... It is still... Whoa! That's the insert there.
If he doesn't tilt, he's good, basically.
He
right
has
now.
it now because he got 25,000 in bonus and only behind by 19,000.
And he's got double.
And that's going to do it. So that will eliminate Steve Bowden.
Not yet.
Oh, yeah, it's true. Ray Day could... I don't see that happening, honestly. I mean, that's it right there.
He can let it drain. He can let it drain right now.
So Steve, unfortunately, will be the first one and done victim of the day. He picked Grand Prix, and other players made the spinners, and he died.
And Ray's going to go for it here.
Of course, there's $100 in that. He's got 500,000 to chase on one ball, but it didn't happen. We have seen that kind of a ball before. So the champion of this game, first place, and $100 is Andre Masenkoff. Unfortunately, Steve Bowden is eliminated in 10th place.
And I'm going to cut out and play some ping golf and hand it back off to John.
We'll go to Anastasia with Adam Lefkoff.
I'm here with Adam Lefkoff, another one of our announcers who's taken a step from behind the booth to come out and play. So how are you feeling about the finals today?
I'm looking forward to it. We spend all year trying to play our hardest, going to all those tournaments. So this is the culmination of that effort. So I'm very excited.
Have you decided on a game yet?
I will be picking Creature. I wasn't sure I was going to pick it, but no one has picked it yet, and I'm surprised by that. And I will live and die by my pick. I'm glad Steve Bowden just broke the one and done cherry because a lot of guys have been putting up great ball ones. And I was unlucky for Steve, but hopefully I'll have a little more luck on Creature.
Well, Creature's one of my favorites, too, so I'll enjoy watching that. Would you like to give a shout-out to anyone back home?
Oh, Sandra is probably watching at home. My wife, and Ainsley, who's in Arizona, probably isn't watching. So, and the boy, Escher, is running around here somewhere. So that's all I got.
Well, good luck.
Thanks, Anastasia.
So Creature from the Black Lagoon, just what you were asking for.
Yeah, it's this is a game that actually took a while to grow on me. When I first started playing, and I'll be honest, it was Pinball Arcade that actually got me into it. When I played it for real, I don't. Sometimes I'll play a game and I have a hard time grasping what's going on. What do I need to shoot? What's going on? Where are the points? I started playing it on Pinball Arcade, and one of the great things about the Pinball Arcade software is it's great for learning the rules of a game. If they have a great selection of games, a lot of them that you'll see here have been emulated either on tablets, phones, or on PCs or Xbox. And to learn, one of the more important things to know is what the rules are, so you know what scores points. And after playing it a while on Pinball Arcade, it's like, oh, okay, move your car. oh, there's a lot of points there, you know. And I found where also found that if I keep hitting that ramp over and over again consistently, and then shoot it up through the middle with the move your car shot, basically, that you'll earn a lot of points that way as well. And then once I started seeing what was going on, I really started to like this game. So it'll be interesting to see what strategies people use to try to get their points in this game.
It's interesting that you mentioned that because I was talking earlier about the repeatable shots on the emulators, and you just don't get the same repeatable shots in real life unless you're Daniele.
Right.
But most players can't repeat the shot that many times in real life because the flipper changes just a little bit every time you flip it.
Yep.
And so you'll probably see a lot more players playing for a multi-ball strategy, and we'll explain more about that when we get to a multi-ball, and assuming somebody does, of course. So, well, this is Adam's big moment.
And this is also a great game with the soundtrack to it too. It's a lot of 3 different. Each ball is a different song from the 50s and 60s, and it's just really cool to play the game with that going on.
I especially like the theme music to the multi-ball because it's you can dance to it. And
I have that as a music on my MP3 player, and if I'm playing a different pinball machine that I don't like the music on, I will sometimes just fire up the creature music and listen to that while I'm playing whatever other game it is, so I can dance to it and just enjoy it.
This is one of those multi-balls when I get it, I actually, you'll get the ball in the shooter lane and you're ready to go, but I'll sit and wait for the animation and the music and everything to play because I just think it's so cool the way it starts up, and then launch the ball and get into it.
So I guess this is our first time playing it, so why don't we go through how you get to the multi-ball, Bowen?
Sure. So there are these 4 letters at the bottom, F-I-L-M, and the goal is to spell film. As he takes a bad kick out there out of the bumpers, and I don't know if that was a direct center drain or if he pushed it into the center or what, but it was very surprising there. You see 4 letters, F-I-L-M. You get F by shooting the left lane or by plunging it at the correct time, as we just saw. The I is scored by completing the 4 menu targets. They're purple targets in the middle of the game, and you get targets for free by putting in the hole, the snack bar hole right up the middle. Ray backhanded that ramp so you can shoot the center hole, and this is a fairly safe way of clearing those targets because they are stand-up targets that send the ball in random directions, and you can easily lose the ball. So one of the choices the player may make here is to try and just keep the ball under control as much as possible by making ramp shots and holes. You can see Ray really hasn't had the ball out of control at all yet. Backhand, shoot that center hole for another letter in film. Missed it, but picked up a target anyway. L you get from shooting the paid at the very top, which is just completed. And then M is that slide on the far right. And each of these is very well spelled out in the game for the player to see in front of them. And he's going to blow up the snack bar, too.
That's the most difficult shot for me, is the snack bar. Is I will shoot at that thing and it'll bounce around, and then it's coming straight down the middle if I miss it.
And unfortunately for you, the snack bar is the jackpot during
exactly.
the multi-ball. There's M. So Ray has completed Flim. And that will light multi-ball. Now, depending on how the order in which you spell these letters, nothing really happens, but you can spell lots of interesting things by spelling the letters in a different order.
I'll go through it in my head.
Once you've completed all 4 letters, you can shoot either the left or right side to start the movie. So this is really strong play by Ray here. And now 3 shots, the left, the right, and the center are lit for rescue, search and rescue. One of those, at random, will save the girl. So he got lucky there to get the girl on the first try. And now there's a hologram showing in the middle, which you can't really see because of the angle and the top down. It suffice to say it's really cool, or we'll just assume it's cool. I don't know.
It's cool.
2 shots to the center, and now jackpot is lit. Now Ray just shot at the jackpot, and I don't really agree with that choice because he could get him. Oh! Both balls drain, and he does not get a jackpot. But with 2 balls in play, you can also shoot the ramp to double or triple or quadruple the playfield and get a huge jackpot. But it's interesting to me. I mean, you're shaking your head like, no, just take the point, take the jack.
I disagree with you. Because remember, the ultimate goal in this is surviving, and you don't need to get a triple jackpot to survive. You probably just need that single jackpot, and then if you get that, Okay, now I'll go for my super jackpot, and maybe I'll multiply that up.
Yeah, it's a good point, and it's something that I really wouldn't have thought about, to be honest, because I'm just used to the play I would make in a regular game, and a survival format where you're just trying not to get last. It changes your perspective a little bit.
Situational play.
There are actually other strategies in the game as well that can be worth some points too. You're talking about playing on Pinball Arcade. You're saying if you can shoot consistently the same shots. What shots are you talking about?
Well, there's two shots. Well, first of all, if you can activate Move Your Car, which I can't remember how many shots it takes, but oh, geez. But that center shot with the spinner, which is difficult to see in the shot here, but
it's got a red light in front of it.
You make that shot enough times, you'll activate Move Your Car, and it's basically starts out as a what's called almost a hurry up, where you've got to make that same shot again to set the value for what you're going to have score by consistently making that shot again and again and again. So the quicker you make that shot the first time, you'll set your base score, and then from there on, every time you make that shot, you'll get that award. And I believe from there on, does it double? Multiplies
each time to up to 4x.
So if you can be really consistent with that shot, there's a lot of points there. And also the ramp, not the I believe it's the left ramp
with the yellow light.
Yep. If you shoot it up that ramp consistently there, every time you shoot it, it also builds up points, and then you can collect it by shooting it through the Move Your Car, the spinner in the middle. That progresses as you go. As the more shots you make to that ramp, the more value it's worth to follow it up with a shot up the middle.
Yeah, so repeatedly shooting either ramp is very valuable. That left ramp will give you a double combo, up to 16 million for making a bunch of left ramps and then Move Your Car. The right ramp, Ray shot it 4 times on his ball, will give you snack attack and video mode and a couple of nice sort of mini point scoring opportunities. There's the left ramp for Andre.
Andre knew he was going to actually backhand that left ramp, which is usually almost impossible. But you could see by the way he shot it, it was just like, oh, that's going to go there.
Oh. And there he's aiming for Move Your Car. I think it's like you said, it's a very tight shot, and if you haven't been playing any creature all day, it's hard to get a feel for where that is. And the posts on either side of that they're death. I mean, they're going to send the ball in any direction. It could go out center, out lane, anywhere.
Do you know if we have any modifications on those particular posts on this machine?
No, this is a pretty much a factory.
Okay, so
factory
the
creature.
wideness is normal.
The tilt is tight. The wideness is normal. One thing about creature that is less obvious is that the flippers are further apart than on a typical game. So if you compare this to Metallica, the flippers are about a 1/4 inch further apart than they would be on Metallica. And that doesn't sound like a lot, but it makes a huge difference. The ball is just over 1 inch in diameter anyway, so there's much more of an opportunity for a ball to go center.
I thought there was magnets.
It's an interesting point you made earlier about if you haven't played Creature.
They are magnets. They're solenoids, right?
A point you made, if you haven't played Creature, you may not know, be familiar with that shot. Another unique thing about Pinball is you can have a copy of any machine. There could be 20 Creature of the Black Lagoon machines out there, and each one of them can play differently because there's so many different variations depending on how the machine is set up, the incline of the machine, how in shape it is, how dirty the play field is, how well the mechanics are working. Luckily here at the Papa facility, that's never really much of an issue. Everything is in tip-top shape. But everything will play differently. If you've got a game at home that you're used to playing, you come here and play that same game at Papa, and it can play totally different than what you're used to.
That's true, Jeff, but keep this in mind. If you have a car that's 22 years old, it's going to drive different than any other car that's 22 years old of the same make and model. And that's the same truth of pinball machines, that even if you replace all the parts on them, the feel is going to be different every time.
Well, I think that's a positive. That's one of the things that brings players who can adapt to a machine do very well at pinball. Simply because they recognize, okay, this thing that I'm normally used to being able to do is not possible on this machine. And Adam picks off the jack right away. So, and I come around to the way you feel about that. It's distance.
Yeah, I mean, he wants the $100, sure, but he wants to go to the next round more.
Right. And at 135, there's a reasonably high chance that at least one of the other players won't get to 136. So it's not punch your ticket time, but it's a good play there for Adam, and he's picked up a jackpot. After scoring a jackpot, the targets get a little more difficult. You no longer get to spot targets by hitting the hole in the middle. So you have to hit them yourself.
And those are typically very dangerous shots. The returns from them, if you're aiming for them, it's going to come screaming back towards the flippers.
And here comes Move Your Car.
Which traditionally gets screamed out here at the Papa facilities when they make an announcement that someone outside needs to move their car.
Very true. But you can only learn that if you're a member of our live viewing audience, which is actually starting to grow as we speak, because we're approaching the finals, and some of the really well-known players are they're wringing their hands, they're doing calisthenics, they're warming up. I think Keith Elwin and Trent are both sleeping off to the side, but you know, when they get here.
Yeah, I've got some pictures from last year of circuit final with Trent sleeping it off on a couch for a few hours, and why not, right? You know, they say taking a nap improves your reaction time and your ability to reason about things. As long as you can wake up from that nap.
Trent woke up from that nap, chose Iron Man, came in, short plunge to a perfect live catch on a machine that was not that was really difficult, and it's like, okay, good morning.
Yeah.
Good job, Trent.
Yeah. Wow. Ray is to move your car and hit the hurry up for almost full value. And there's the 2X. I mean, that's big right there. And explosive.
And 7 seconds left for a 3 times.
Boom.
Now watch what he does as the ball comes down here off the right.
A little nudge there.
And he does get the 4X.
Oh,
beautiful thing. Perfectly played. Almost a full value move your car.
And that should catch Adam.
76 million.
Wow.
More than the jackpot. It does. So if he puts it in the bumpers again, I want you to look at what he does. If he gets back to move your car, say, or comes through. Gives the machine a little push from right to left as the ball is coming across the railing that leads from the bumpers down to the flippers.
And why would he do that?
And this gives the ball some push away from the right sling. So some games, in Indiana Jones we saw it as well, ball comes down, and instead of coming to a nice catch on a flipper like that one did, it hits the slingshot and goes out of control. And the games at Pop are often deliberately built with that in mind, to force a player to make a skill move. It's not a lot of bonus in this game, so that was an excellent attempt there. Great ball by Ray.
Great ball. Yep.
Very nice.
This is Ray's 6th game, so he is holding up very well right now.
He was also a decent survivor in the Survivor tournament the other evening. He lasted a good number of rounds.
If you're just joining us, this is the Papa Circuit Final. We're just outside Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Bowen Cairns with John Vogel and Jeff Parsons. We are playing on Creature from the Black Lagoon. The winner of this game wins $100, and the 4th place player is eliminated. We'll do this all the way up until Final 4, at which point we'll have a marathon final across all of the games that are being played in the Circuit Final, all 7. This is Donovan Stepp from just outside Denver, Colorado. Member of the Mile High Pinball League, which now that Colorado has changed its rules, it can really be the Mile High Pinball League if they want to.
Explain that one.
I was just going to say the same thing.
Well, we're talking. I was talking with some folks from Colorado and trying to find out, like, is it acceptable? Is it legal to buy?
Gotcha.
Wow.
Right, yeah.
Gosh,
Okay.
I didn't get that reference.
No,
You're Mile High already, I suppose,
That's-
because you're in the Mile High City.
Anyways, meanwhile, on Creature from the Black Lagoon,
Never mind.
Bowen Cairns, he's here all weekend.
Eye of the Veal. All right. You got Donovan, and you can tell his progress towards multi-ball at the bottom of the game. F-I-L-M. He has spelled all but I and has 3 targets out of 4. The purple targets, which will spell I. So if he hits that one unlit target or the center hole next to the targets, he will get that last letter.
Backhand.
I think he was going for move your car, though. I think that was on purpose. I don't think that was a miss.
So there's something interesting here about his play, which is that although it would be all right to go into multi-ball right now, you're actually better off going into multi-ball on ball 3 than ball 2 because you'll know more about what's kind of a score you need to achieve in the multi-ball in order to survive. He sees 2 players up there already with really good scores.
That's true.
But player 4 has almost nothing. And here comes Move Your Car, a chance for up to 80 million. But if he were to play the multi-ball on ball 3 instead, he would know, do I need a super? Do I need just a jackpot? What do I need?
Oh, my goodness.
That's when it just gets frustrating. You're on the clock. You know you got to make that shot, and sometimes the pressure gets to you.
3 shots. He took 3 shots at it, and they were all close. But
yeah, and so it's actually Adam lost his ball during Move Your Car as well. If you don't score anything in Move Your Car, you get an easier Move Your Car the second time.
oh, really?
So it won't take as many shots to get back to Move Your Car as it will for Ray. So they can get back to that mode fairly quickly compared to a player who successfully built that up. But Donovan will know when it's his turn whether he needs a mind-blowing multi-ball to catch everybody, or whether he just needs to hold off Andre here as player 4. Andre is wasting everyone's time by plunging, but there's a reason for this. He's trying to plunge the lane marked with a D, and that will complete paid for him in 1 shot. So there's no penalty to doing this, but it does kind of
shoot the
it gets less exciting after
D.
the 7th time.
Actually, he seems to be getting shorter with his plunges every time.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
you see the same sort of thing on whitewater a lot too.
We'll see you again tomorrow, folks. Thanks for watching.
And
you know what, though? It seems annoying to us as viewers, but this is one of the great traits of a tournament pinball player. The willingness to try.
And he got it.
To keep trying, get it right, figure it out, and then if you're going to spend your time doing it, you better end up in the right place at the end of it all. He's backhanding so that he can shoot M here. Very nicely played. And that leaves just F, the left lane, with 1 shot left to light multiply. Ooh. Nah.
Did he even get a danger?
That was
don't think he
so
did.
pretty.
That was perfect. What a nudge. Oh, he's going to backhand it. Oh, no, he isn't.
He's going to post transfer over. Another option there would have been to shoot the right ramp and then flop it over with a held up flipper, but this works just fine. Andre ready for multi-ball on either loop. He's going to get a hamburger here.
Yay.
Because I would have bet that you, Bowen, would have done, if you had it trapped on the left flipper, you would have passed it out, done a half post pass, and then backhanded that kiss.
No, I don't. I like to do that when I'm casually playing, to backhand off the same flipper, but it's so risky that I choose generally not to do that in competition play at all. What I would have chosen to do there is shoot the right ramp because I'm making progress towards another goal and putting the ball on the flipper that I want it to be on. So sometimes you need the ball to go from one side to the other, and if there's a shot that gets the ball from one side to the other, you may as well make that shot instead.
It's all about the higher probability shot then.
And that right ramp is a pretty high percentage shot because it's so wide and close to the flipper. Oh, if you miss it, you're boned.
He needs a restart. 7 seconds.
Restart is the center hole, and what does the restart do for him if he was able to get there?
He gets another shot at the multi-ball right from where he left off, as long as he hasn't gotten the jackpot yet.
And if he doesn't, the film in the projector burns away.
Which just, you got to see what happened right there.
So he's got to go through film all over again here. He'll also get, by making those
Mega
right ramps
menu.
on the backhands, he's got an extra 20 million.
Does
Four right
getting
ramps.
film does getting film get more difficult as you go on, or is it just the same shots over and over?
The only thing that gets more difficult is I, which is the snack bar targets. The snack bar targets, normally you shoot the hole in the middle like he just did, and it gives you one. If you make a jackpot, it no longer gives them for free from the hole. You have to hit the targets. So it does get harder. And wow.
Right.
These are spectacular moves, and the reason they're working is because they're smooth and subtle. He's not jarring the machine, so the tilt bob is not registering the way that it would if someone shoved the machine hard.
Yeah, this is truly nudging is such an important part of the game. Of course, accuracy is everything, but nudging is everything else. So, I mean, if you can't make your shot, well, make sure you save it after you miss.
Back into the multi-ball.
Andre's back in the multi-ball. Now, Andre finished second at the Papa 13 World Championship on Creature. And he had an opportunity to potentially win the World Championship playing this game as player 4. It was an event won by Keith Elwin, but it was a really spectacular game. Actually, one of the first games recorded off of an overhead camera. It's available on YouTube if you want to watch it, but there's no live commentary. And he then won the championship the next year, so back-to-back second and then first at Papa World Championship from 13 to 14.
Fortunately, between then and now, we have invented live commentary, so we are able to actually talk to you while we're showing you this
and there's
amazing
jackpot.
play.
He got around to a second multi-ball in the same ball, putting it in the jackpot, and there'll be a super jackpot if you can get 12 more bumpers. So the bumpers are in the back. You go through, move your car to get to the bumpers. That was a shake there to get that ball out, and the ball is in the bumpers. He's going to try to get the second ball under control or powered around that ramp that would award points, and potentially a playfield multiplier if you can complete Creature, but the playfield multiplier is not really the goal here. The goal is to get enough bumpers to light the super jack. And it won't happen here, but he has put up another monster score, so he hasn't quite taken the lead yet.
Ooh.
But boy, that was a great ball
Great
by
ball.
Andre Masinkoff. Oh, putting him over 190. We've got two players at 190 and a player at 130 here. And then Donovan Stepp over 100 million behind. Like I was saying, Dino now knows this is what I got to do. I got to get into multi-ball. I need at least a jackpot. Probably I want a 2x.
Right.
And so he'll tune his play on his last ball towards that. Go directly for multi-ball and then hope to pull it off. And we talked about nerves earlier. I don't think Dino has nerves. Or at least I've never seen him. So
Nerves of steel.
No, that's the top player
what
syndrome.
about his balls?
I said nothing about that.
And so now Adam's situation has changed too. So he knows Dino's going to change his strategy for ball 3. He's going to go pretty much all or nothing, so to speak. Now Adam's the guy who's at risk all of a sudden. So he has to make sure he gets enough points to both pass the 190s and then hold at least one of them off. So whether he'll choose to go back for multi-ball or maybe a move your car mode.
Just 2 shots away from that.
Yeah, now he's handling that kick out a little differently than Ray did, just holding up the right flipper and hoping it comes to a settle. And it seems to be successful most of the time, but not all the time over there. So if he can get it, it looks like he's going for the multi-ball because he's completing F and he's only got 1 shot for I, 1 shot for M. And 1 more shot for move your car as well. So there's a lot on the table for him, and we'll see where he goes.
That's an interesting choice, actually, when you're 1 shot away.
I'm not sure how I go with that.
Pretty clear that I think he's going for the multi-ball pretty.
Yeah.
What a drop catch. Such a small flick of the finger.
He is going for the multi-ball, but he's going for the M shot there.
Oh boy.
Which would also give him a mega menu, short round where the menu targets are worth 5 million.
He's having trouble with the slide shot.
I would certainly be tempted here to go for move your car. pretzel, 4 million, baby. Oh, and boy. Again, no warnings. Very pretty.
He takes a break now. Wipe off
I
his
thought you
hands.
said this tilt was tight, Bowen.
It is.
Okay, so he has one target left, and the problem with the Mega Menu mode is you don't know which target it is anymore.
Well, he saw it before. He knows which one it is from visualizing.
there's a warning.
There's a warning. There's a little bit of a harder jolt there.
That
and that was it. He picked up the one he needed,
and he's excited. Look at that.
I remember his target score here is, he's already passed the 194 and 190 that he was after.
Yeah, but now he needs to hold off at least one of those other players. So, does he apply the gas pedal?
I don't know. I think I'm with you now. Just get another jackpot and get a
Let me
force the
live.
pressure
Oh my
off.
goodness
Never mind.
gracious!
Never mind.
Oh.
Okay, so he will be at the end of this, I believe he will be the one who is in danger. Even after all that beautiful play to get to the multi-ball, he's going to be at risk unless either player 2 and player 4 cannot get 8 million points, 10 million points. So Raymond's first goal, get 6 million.
Yep, and he's got multi-ball ready. Did he pick up? Did he pick up 8 million for a letter there?
I don't.
211.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you got 8 million for the last letter in film, which puts him just over the top.
And
by the skin of his hoodie, Ray Davidson will be advancing to the next round again at 211 million. Great scores here.
So this is it.
Donovan needs to blow the doors off. He needs one more target, the purple target in the middle of the game, or the hole that's next to that purple target. The light multi-ball for him. And there it is. He's got a ball save, so that did not end the ball. And now he needs to shoot either the left or right scoops to start the 2-ball multi-ball.
You can see them both flashing.
He knows now the score he needs, which is 200 million by Adam Lefkoff. And Adam and Donovan have played together for many, many years. They finished first and second at the Pinballs event in Austin back in December. They're close friends, and right now they're competitors. I'm sure they're competitors a lot more than just this game, but right now it's for all of them.
Now that was a really interesting move. I'm surprised he actually took the bonus multiplier there.
I see. I know what you're talking about, but for future, like getting to another multi-ball.
Getting to another multi-ball, he was only one letter away. Maybe he just said, nope, this is it.
I think he's probably likely to get more letters, but completing paid at the top gives you the letter no matter what. He's got one. He'll get back to 3 probably. But I agree with you. I would have left it.
I learned that trick from you, Bowen. So
multi-ball begins. The 3 yellow shots are the search. And one of those shots, we don't know which, is going to bring out the creature.
Not that one.
Not that one, which is a little bit of bad luck because earlier the other players have generally been getting it.
Not
that one either.
Well, we know where the girl is.
I think I know the answer. And it's the one on the left, right?
Always
left or right.
Don't choose what's offered.
Bad break there. And this is going to come around into the letter saucer, but it's also wasting time for him to get the restart. He's got 7 seconds to put the ball in the middle to have another go at the multi-ball. 2, 1. No!
Donovan Stepp is eliminated. Great play.
Yep.
So now there's a free pass. Free pass to get 22 million points, and you get to get $100.
That's a $100 opportunity here for Andrei Masenkov of the Bay Area. Also passing through this round are Adam Lefkoff from Colorado and Ray Davidson from Seattle area. This is Raymond's 7th consecutive round?
Raymond is
6th round.
He's on fire. He's I think he has as many rounds as Andy Rosa did earlier, I believe.
Yeah.
Or at least close to it.
Something like that. And Ray came in as the 12th seed, and he's now about to survive on to the 5th seed. It will be Jim Belcito coming in next But first, we're going to see if Andre can get the walk-off victory by getting 21 million. This is one of those places where you can actually win the game. You know?
Okay,
and
how do you get to 20 million? What's the method?
Well, he doesn't really have anything running now, but what he has done is he has shot a lot of right ramps. And at 4 right ramps and 8 right ramps, it gives you awards. 4 right ramps is a snack bar, which is 20 million.
Okay.
8 right ramps is video mode, which is usually about 30 million.
So either one of those.
If I'm him, I'm shooting the right ramp, or I'm shooting the hole all the way on the right for the slide, which will give him a random award. Now, some of those random awards are great, and some of them are terrible.
Right.
And if he gets a good one, he's almost a cinch to get the 18 million he still needs. If he gets a bad one, he would still need some more work. But then the slide is looked for another round called Big Millions, which would give him enough points. So he's not very many shots away, and it really depends on whether he wants the right ramp or the right scoop. Whichever one he feels more comfortable on, I would expect him to go for that. The right ramp can also be made from the both flippers. So what would you do?
I would actually go for the slide shot because I feel it's a safer return than if I brick on that ramp. If I brick that right ramp, I feel like I'm going to lose the ball.
The ramp makes me nervous.
Unless I'm doing the backhand. I'm not afraid of the backhand of that ramp. The forehand, though, oh, good grief, no. I'll shoot for anything else in the playfield rather than that.
And that was important, too, because he's picked up 4 million for completing the bonus multiplier. And there it is.
There it is.
He gave it something good here. That's the best one. 6 million for that shot. And the left ramp is now worth millions and millions and millions. 2 left ramp shots would clinch it for him.
Oh, that was close.
Oh.
And this is generally one of the easier shots, but he did not going to get
No.
there. Oh, it's a win for Ray Davidson. Ball of great scores. 3 scores in the range of 211 to 200 million. Can you believe that?
Unbelievable.
Andre
Great
is
game.
evaluating that because he just what a rough drain. Okay, we're going to take it on down to Anastasia, who is there with Jim Belcito.